Welcome back to another video. It is Miner Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. It's going to be a great week because we are in some of the best protocols in all of DeFi and crypto and in the animal farm and the piggy bank now, which I'm super hyped on. But before we get started, let's take care of a little housekeeping. I'm not Joe Biden. I am not Barack Obama. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not George Bush. I'm not Bill Clinton. I'm not any politician. In fact, I am not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm neither one of those. And I am basically a future state theocrat and a future state theocrat. And for those of you of the way, you know exactly what I'm talking about, who my allegiance is to. And I'm excited for that day as well. So anyway, if I had to join a party, it would be the crypto party. And one of the biggest things that I would push for is that we'd unify behind crypto and really it'd be more of a libertarian thing. But again, as long as it's positive crypto and not against, your life, or there's any, thing that's, putting your life or your liberties at jeopardy, that's what I'd be about. And the first thing I'd want to push also would be a flat tax on crypto. So it'd be very clear, easy to understand, and we know what we're dealing with. What happens a lot of times, governments will want to tax you on everything so that they can, grow their coffers and, their overhead and justify ballooning, budgets and things. So I just want a flat tax on this. And I'm happy to pay taxes. I support, paying taxes, supporting the community. I think it's necessary and good. And as a future state theocrat, it's what we're going to be serving under anyway. So anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But, again, I am not your financial advisor either, to make it perfectly clear. I'm just some guy on the internet and YouTube showing you my, what I'm doing and sharing with you my journey. So I'm just a data point. I'm not your friend. So use this, take this for what it's worth. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm excited about this. And so on my way, and my title was a little bit clickbaity, but maybe not so much, right? I'm on my way to taking my boy to, he works for his grandfather, cleaning, buildings and bathrooms and toilets and stuff. And so he was on the way to one of his jobs, and I was dropping him off because he doesn't have his license yet, right? And so he's been listening to me on all of these videos, and we were listening to Stunna Breezy's video yesterday, and Stunna was talking about the piggy bank here, and he was talking about how he was doing some gifting up here, gifting piglets. And I signed up actually under Stunna, because he's an OG. He has been doing it for a while. He's in big. I don't agree with everything he does, but that's on him, and he's free to do what he wants, right? I think he's a good cat and sharing what he does, but he also is very giving. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and when I sign up under the piggy bank, let me put my I'll sign up under Stunna. And so I did. And I also, in the beginning, I had a couple of long stakes, as you can see here. These first four is what I did. This action number 3 was just one piglet that I did after the initial launch here. But I did this one stake for 154 weeks. This one was 9 weeks, and this one was for 3, right? And so, and I'm going to show you this cool tool that I found out. I found listening to somebody else's video. So anyway, he was giving out airdrops and gifting piglets. And again, like I said, I follow him, and he makes my brother and I, Nitro, shout out to Nitro, hashtag shout out to Nitro. He makes us laugh, right? He's a good cat. And so anyway, he was walking through. He did a couple of airdrops before he shut his video down or closed out his video. And then as my son was cleaning, and I was just sitting in my car kind of listening to others before we got started, my son said, hey, did you get one of those airdrops? And I said, I don't know, let me check. And so when I checked, lucky number 7 from Stunna was sitting in my piggy bank. And so he airdropped me basically, and I'll show you what it is. I have the spreadsheet, and I'll just show this to you as well. Let me just jump over here. But when he airdropped me basically 2282 piglets, right, worth about $52 at the time, right, yesterday. And so let's talk about that, because again, I know the title is clickbaity a little bit, but I want to show you this new tool as well, right? So if I go over here to, it's DeFi Buddy. There's no www. The site won't come up. It's just defibuddy.com/animal farm. It's like any of the other tools. And I'm going to drop this guy a coffee, a little BNB here, you know, just because this is a good tool. One of the things I want to see, he and also Drip Overwatch on these calculations, like when we click on the piggy banks here, I want to see what the breakdown is. You know, we show the price, the current price in terms of like this 33. I want to, truffles are great and everything, but I want to see a breakdown of if I actually decouple the BUS or the LP pair, right? I want to see what I have in piglets, and I want to see what I have in BUSD, right? Because that's more critical to me than, you know, how many truffles are available. I can see that that's already native to the animal farm, right? But that is something that I think is very valuable. So I know nobody's listening, but if you guys are out there creating content and you do happen to hear this, I think you would agree that that's where the value add is here. Again, available value. That's great. I got 33 bucks sitting here as of, because I compounded last night at 9 something, right? So great. I know if I sell the you know, my pigs, then and I combine that with the BUSD, this is what I'd have. But I want to see, because I'm not planning on selling my pigs. That's the thing. So I want to see what the value is in pigs and BUSD. Anyway, I digress. So let's go over here, because this is the contract that Stunna airdropped me, right? And so you're like, yeah, but you said, I know Gil's up there, he's still angry that I don't have comments enabled, and I don't have comments enabled because I don't want you guys to get scammed by people trying to, you know, post spammy stuff out there that steals money from you or get your seed accounts, right? And I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from, I'm done managing people. I've been doing it for the majority of my career. I have a fan. I don't want to hear from anybody. So anyway, that's why I don't have comments enabled. And I know Gil out there is like, come on, man. You said that you got $1 million from Stunna Breezy. Gil, I did not. I did not. I said, did Stunna Breezy just give me $1 million? I didn't say I did, Gil. Come on, man. But you implied that. No, Karen, come get Gil, will you? I mean, this guy's out here messing around with this high, you know, risky stuff in the miners and DeFi. Gil, what are you doing? Are you investing in Amway again? Get back on that work treadmill. Anyway, you get it. I don't feel like dealing with Gils and Karens. I just don't, and I'm not gonna, because I don't have a boss. You guys aren't my boss. You don't work for me either. I don't have employees or bosses. So anyway, let's go to this run simulator here. We'll get to the point, right? So now, and again, the one downfall of this one, if the DeFi Buddy dev happens to see this and watch this, right? And I know he probably won't, but you guys who are creating content, or, you know, if you give that feedback, it doesn't anticipate decay, you know, future piglet, right? And so I wish there was a feature that, you know, it only goes up by 1. This is kind of broken right now, but let's just go here, right? And let's just go, because again, this is a, you know, a 3-year, you know, contract that he gave me, right? A time lock that he gave me, right? And so I think these are way overinflated. There's no way that this is going to be much, because there's going to be decay. I think it's already built into the contract in terms of the piglets, right? However, the interest that's being paid, I think these piglets will actually be there. I mean, just based on the math, and it's always been like that with any of the, you know, but Forex Sharks, you know, projects. You can really count on the math. That's the one good thing. So I'm just saying that at the current price of 0.02, and let's go down to the number of days here, right? $1 million. All right, about that. Let's keep it there. So basically, after 1 year, that's why this compounding is so powerful, right? That's 100,000. That's not 1 million. Sorry about that. Let's go down a little bit. Close enough. So a little bit over a year, right? We're looking at $1 million a day, a day. Let's go back down, right? So that would be 100,000 a month, right? That would be $30,000, right? And I can't take any of this out yet, but let's do here. So $30,000 a day. This is daily earnings. You see this, right? So 30,000 a day. I'd be here. This would be basically, you know, 271 days in. That's, you know, not that far off. I mean, we're almost halfway through the year now, right? Another 8 months or so. I'd be, you know, generating $30,000 a day just on that little old, and you can get in here and do this yourself, right? On this little old $54, Timelock that I got, Timelock steak that I got from Stunna Breezy. So did he? Maybe. I don't know. We don't know what the price of pigs is going to be. And basically the way this whole thing is set up to be locked, and once people figure this whole thing out and start getting on board with this as well, I mean, he may have very well gifted me $1 million stake here, right? And who knows what it'll be. I'm kind of, playing long in this piggy bank thing, right? I still have some, I shared in my last video what my new strategy was. You can go watch that, right? But it could be, it very well could be. And again, I'm taking a legend or loser approach on this whole thing, right? I'm either going to make it big or I'm going to be working the rest of my life. So, it is what it is. But you see where I'm going here, right? It's not really that clickbaity if you listen to what I have to say here. So anyway, we're going to move on, and I'm not going to make you guys watch me compound these miners. I hate watching people do that, and I hate watching people do airdrops too, because listen, believe me or don't believe me, I don't care. You can't comment on it, so I'm not going to hear about it. Create your own channel and dog me out. I'm not asking you for anything, right? This is all of my own, volition that I'm sharing this stuff with you. So on Saturdays, that after sunset, after I take my Sabbath, that's when I go in and I cash in on my miners here. So BUSD farmer netted me 133 bucks. And again, full transparency here, I thought that I, cashed out on the BNB farmer. I didn't, so I did it on Sunday morning. So anyway, that got me 189 bucks there for that one. You can see for baked beans, and I'll comment on, I'll show you all of them as well too, even though I'm not compounding live. Baked beans got me 61 bucks. CZ's Kitchen, I think, is dying out, got me 11 bucks. My Diamond Team 2 got me 11 bucks also. That's still a really solid project just based on the contract stability. Grinch Bucks is dead, and I didn't invest a whole lot in CZ's Kitchen or Grinch Bucks, so it's cool. So at the end of the day, you see here when I claimed, on my 7th day here, I got 409 bucks, and that was down from last week where I got 426, and that's because the overall market is down, as well. However, it's better than a kick in the butt, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get my money back here, so you can see the difference here, but I think over time. Now here's what I put up there: our miners dead. And so if you look at, the price of BNB, let me refresh this because it's hovering around the 300. When I was, earlier this month, even it was at, 400, 425 at some point. And if you look at the all-time highs, it was at, and that's 7 day. Let's go 3 month. I mean, it was, let's go to 1 year, because I think it got up to 600 bucks. Yeah, 650 bucks at one point in time. Here's what I'm going to tell you. These miners here, let me go to the BNB miner here. So I got here, when I do compound here in a little bit, I actually can compound here, but I'm not going to do it live because I want to track it. And I'll show you the spreadsheets of where I do all these, right? So I've got almost, not quite a half a BNB, and that's 150 bucks. But if this thing goes back up to 400 bucks, that's 200 bucks, a day that I would be yielding off of that, right? Right now it's 150, still not bad, right? If it got up to 600 bucks again, right? That's 300 bucks a day for all of these miners that I got going, right? And so I mean, it's double of what I earned here in the spreadsheet that I showed you in terms of what that's 800 bucks a day. I think what's going to happen if the contract is strong enough, right? Like I like these crop farmers, this one and the BUSD farmer, really like those because of the mechanics. I also still like baked beans because the contract is still pretty strong. I mean, you look, it's still got 11,000 in there. So what I think is going to happen is that as we move out of this bear market and, everything that's going on negative in the world and the stock market and, bond market and housing and everything, I think these things are going to go back up, and start having some life again. And so all those people who are just cashing out and getting 0.01% versus the max they can get, even though it's not, quite as good right now because the contract's going down, the way mechanics are set up, I think that they're going to push back in and try and do some more. And I think we have the potential. Is this financial advice? No, it's not. But I think that me being responsible and working within the mechanics of all of these, doing the 6-to-1s, when the pricing does go back up and people start, FOMOing back into these, I'm going to be benefiting because I'm growing my farmers. I'm growing my baked beans. And you can see the baked beans, as I was showing you, I'm going to be, before the end of the week, that 2 billion mark. Talked about that in my title as well, right? So Do I think they're dead? Not yet. Not all of them. I don't know how much life CZ's Kitchen and Grinch Bucks has, and I'm not putting any more money into any more miners right now because I don't have to. The Animal Farm is back up, baby. You know, the Drip Network and the Animal Farm are really all I need. You know, these other ones are, at the end of the day, if I can pay for some gas fees and make my money back, get my ROI back, I'm good with those. So let me just show you real quick, and I'm going to end this video because it's getting up there, but we'll get done quicker than 20 minutes this time, hopefully, right? So here's the garden. We're at, I just compounded a little bit ago, right? Because I don't like to just wait just because I'm at 31,000. And I showed you, man, listen, the math on this, let's go over this a little bit. Let me go to the garden. The math on this is really incredible now. And again, I'm setting up for the long term, right? When the pricing goes back up on this, I am going to benefit dramatically. So I'm about every minute and 21 seconds now. I want to get to every minute. That's my next big push for the milestone. I want to get to one plant every minute. So that's 60 an hour, you know, 1,440, I think, in terms of, you know, daily plants. And so, you know, again, I'm doing pretty well here. You know, I'm going to be hitting 3 billion seeds. I said plants last video, but 3 billion seeds a day here shortly as well. But again, the price will take care of itself. The LP is what's important. That'll push back up too as well when the you know, when drip starts going back up, and that's what it's about. And then we get to go back to the drip, to the Animal Farm, and this is where this whole, you know, I talked about the flywheel effect. When I decide to start cashing out in my garden, it's going to go straight into here, which is going to generate me pigs, and then the pigs. And I can't wait for them to get this moved over, everything moved over, right? Pig pen, and I'll show you this as well, right? I'm not tracking this, so I'm just going to go ahead and compound in front of you. The pig pen is, you know, again, you can see the price here is down to 212, right? So not really, you know, worried about that. It was up from 153 when it launched the other day, right? But again, this is good stuff, man. And again, I'm not going to kill Stunna on some of, not Stunna, it's Forex Shark on some of these, you know, things in terms of every time you refresh the wall, it disconnects. I just click off. It's a little bit quicker to do this and come back, and it shows it updated, right? So by the way, since the last video, I did have 0.71. I did top it off and added another 2.9 just because I like seeing things evenly and just wanted to see what one pig generates. It helps in my mind kind of get a better understanding of what I'm generating. So anyway, that's going to do it. We're still under, you know, 20 minutes. Listen, like Stunna. Listen, by the way, go sign, if you want airdrops, go sign up under Stunna Breezy. I have a playlist on the channel for him. You can go and check out his videos. He airdrops frequently, and he airdrops people who are committed to the ecosystem, right? I think that's why I got one, because he looked at his spreadsheet and said, hey, this dude at Healing the D has long-term stakes. He has a couple of, you know, 3-year stakes out there, almost 3-year stakes. And so that's why I got that airdrop. And again, maybe it is going to be $1 million that he airdropped me. We don't know yet, but it's not hurting me. I can tell you that. So be generous, be kind to each other. You know, again, live like you're going to be living in the future, and you know, have a great week. Enjoy the weather. Oh, by the way, after that track meet, my son, who's a freshman, got second at conference and districts. It was a big meet, and he's competing against seniors. He's a freshman. He got 21 feet, got a personal record, and so he did really well, scored some big time points for the team. And so I'm very excited. He was very excited, and it was a beautiful jump. And so anyway, that's it. Have an awesome week and enjoy your weather. Be safe out there. Be generous. Be kind. Talk to you later.